So on Monday, I would call them on Monday, Larry, when they're in the office, and ask them, say, is there any way, I'm not sure if I'm going to need it, but is there any way I could stay 2 more days? So if you ask them to stay 2 more days, right? Hey, for the rotten pieces of shit, Larry, every last one. Work so not as well as it would work. Right. He'll explain to you. I'm sure it's tonight. All right, we're on. Okay. Yeah. So just making something to eat there and going over some things with some spirits here. Uh well, I clicked it on and it wouldn't register, and it obviously would, they get hacked sometimes bad signal. Right. Um First off, there's nobody that's allowed to assess my disability from any law enforcement entity, from any church. You're not allowed to say that I'm not that disabled or anything like that. It's not lawful. Right. There's no way to do it. Right. Correct. Second, to say, I mean, you're going to go to hell for everything you're doing. I'm just telling you, it's going to increase your hells on the earth and outside the earth. On reverse. All I have to do is yell fear, and then it'll reverse. That's another thing that they use. Yeah, they have a fear spell, and then I'll unreverse it, and the fear will go away. It's just a mechanical. Again, it's not feeling fear; it's seeing fear. Right. I didn't say that the VA said I wasn't disabled. Again, this is kind of bullshit they used. I said that it wasn't service connected, but that's even a fraud. It's obviously service connected. I have all the symptoms of Persian Gulf syndrome and have had those for years. But the deep state has blocked that whole thing. So even if I did say that the VA said that I wasn't disabled for whatever reason, it doesn't mean that I'm not disabled. I still have other disabilities. Right? Now, you don't get to say, oops. I already told you there's no way or allowance. It's a felony to articulate me not being disabled so that people could kill me and feel good about it. Right? And the other scam is my victims. I have no victims. If you stood before me in my apartment and you weren't supposed to be in here, I'd grab your neck and I'd twist it off and break your fucking neck. I'd do it in a second. I'd laugh about it. But you play your little spy games just so somebody grabs a gun and runs down the street naked and shoots everybody, and then you kill them. You dirty cops, you filth, you crap, you shit. And you kill cops over you. You're trying to kill that lieutenant in Texas. And his son ended up murdered by his wife. You pieces of shit. Thank you, Larry. Got to look if they were in a church. I'm serious. You got to investigate as to whether they were in a church. Thank you, Larry. Or any other religion for that matter. Thank you, Larry. No, they were. There's no doubt that that's what it was. Narcotics distribution, sex trafficking. Right? They're protecting those people. But apparently, they were. The excuse is that we thought you weren't that disabled because somebody in the know or some big person or a cop told us you weren't really disabled, that it was fraud. You're not covered, all of you. Right? And we're never covered, actually. That was the scam when I came out of the government. Oh, he's not really disabled. We have to investigate his disability. Just so they could kill me. I understand they used national security letters also. They were one of the. That was one of the cases really defrauded with national security letters. or my case. Just so you let you know, that's the time period of all this. That the fraud with the national security letters. That was the time period, right? And quite frankly, there could be somebody who's an older person right now still in it that could have been a junior agent, defrauding with national security letters back then, be part of that whole thing. Still in there laughing, I'm making money. But they'll go to hell, believe me. They even told people I had money before, right? And they used the fact that I lived in Miami, South Beach, and I lived in Naples. But Naples was my mother's place. The place in Miami, again, where I paid like $300 to live in a dining room with my Italian roommate girl and a Venezuelan girl and whoever else might stumble in, like Juan the Pool Man. I don't know if she may have sold her property. I don't think she could afford the other ones. Maybe because I think the last time I saw her, she was in one of the bungalows, right? Like 7 years ago or something. Like I saw her online, so she maybe sold it. She probably made a pretty penny if she sold it, right? Unless they still have her bungalow there, because it looks like there are some new condos and maybe a couple bungalows left. Like her bungalow wasn't right at the water. Like the one we lived on was the Israeli woman that owned it lived on the water on Monad Terrace, and which she's probably developed. The other ones or sold it to developer. Then somebody lived on the end. I can't remember who that was. And then our building, like across, there was two people that lived on the end, right on the water. One was the Israeli woman. Then next to us was someone else. It was like four people that lived in one of those bungalows that we had, like four different apartments, right? And ours was this gay dude, us, a Cuban family. I don't remember the other one, who that was. The gay dude tried to get me to have sex with him. We were drinking some beer. Anyway, everybody hangs out there. It was a really cool place to live. It just got all kind of screwed up because the deep state was effing my move everywhere else. And like Juan the Pool Man moved in. And it's just getting too weird. I'm like, I'm out of here. Right. Thank you, Larry. We have to understand they're actively operating me the whole time. And Naples PD, Collier County Sheriff, all corrupt. Fidley, all corrupt. State Police, all corrupt. That's why I look at the Osceola case like, what is it really? Is it just that we're mad at him? I mean, not say he's not a crook, but you're allowed to arrest him because they don't like him anymore. Right. I mean, you expect Florida not to have frauds like that, right? Well, it's how they play the scam. Like if they arrest one person, like for something like that, then oh yeah, we're taking care of business. We arrest people, right? Like one of the biggest proofs was what was that? What is it? It begins with an M. It's in Florida. The police department comes. It's not that big of a place. I don't know why it always comes up, but it's always coming up in the news. Well, the chief had a buddy or something like that, and he was like a pedophile, and they were trying to bury the case. I don't even think they got. Did he ever get? He got charged, but I don't think he charged the chief for anything. No, not Manatee. What is that place? No, there's no way to get forward. We have like an empty life. That's okay. I'll go to hell for it. It's well worth it. We won't be mourned again on this planet. So, city in Florida begins with an M. I can see it. I just can't get to it. Not that I've been there, but I see the name. See, it's not in the list. That's weird. Could be blocking it. Maybe Melbourne. I think it was. I think it's like an Australian name. Might be Melbourne. Melbourne, Florida, PD scandal. Yeah, it's somewhere else. Herbal. It's not even in the news really anymore. Yeah, it may have been like cleaned from the news. Yeah, there was a girl victim, like 16 or 15 or something like that. I think like 15. It may not have been Melbourne, but I know it sounded like an Australian city. Maybe they're all corrupt. They wish they were. All right. It goes like there's origination, and then they like wait a little while, and then they kind of enhance it. Right, years later. Like dirty cops are involved in around here. They don't want me leaving, but like some people want me leaving. They won't say anything, but they don't want to deal with it anymore. Right. Right. Well, because nobody escapes Stalag 13, you know? Right. You have to be careful with the stuff that makes you look authoritarian. It's going to ruin everything else. Right. They ain't going to get you anywhere. Oh, okay, that's okay. It didn't come from the president. Right. Thank you, Lynch. But again, that you see that you don't know if that's a deep state trick. They could be actually right. They can actually be working for the Democrats to make you look authoritarian. They're all looking like they're supporting you. Well, you know somebody's going to film the booing, so why even do that? Right. Because then it looks like a scandal, even though it's probably people being majority of it, paid to make the boo. Right. Yeah. let them boo and say, "Oh, they were all illegal immigrants." You say something like that. I mean, you don't let that. Like the White House should say, if they want to boo, let them boo. Right, as part of what we are as a nation. Right. I think the White House should make that response. Right. I agree. First off, some people don't understand. That's in both sides of the world, right? Republican or Democrat. Right. Secondly, obviously, people will boo ICE's work. So why should the president not be booed? It actually would work for you better than not booing. Right. So White House should instruct that people cover whatever they want to cover. Obviously, people are narcotics distributors and sex traffickers and illegal immigrants and everything else. And if they want to boo the president, they have a right to boo the president. Right. Right. I would make sure that anybody can be covered and anybody can boo. I agree, Larry. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Where I would definitely downplay the Rose Garden Club. I know it's not only Mar-a-Lago because I know in DC there's a bunch of clubs where you all hang out. Right. I don't know what they are anymore, but because I used to be a executive protection guy, right, for you know government officials. Right. Well, I forget the name of it. I don't even remember. A couple of clubs. Thank you, Larry. I would downplay. It looks too much like Mar-a-Lago. Right. Of course, Drudge hit on that. Right. Well, again, it looks, you're cutting costs, and then Mar-a-Lago land is what Drudge called it. I would downplay any more of that. Get rid of that thing. I mean, great, the president did it, but I mean, people don't even talk about that stuff. If somebody remodels something at the White House, they don't make it national news. Right. The idea of it's difficult to find jobs is kind of weird. I don't know what that is. If it's real or contrived. Well, it takes away from the overall thing. Right. Well, the president can just, I guess, yeah. The other side is they go, cost him this much money, and he redid it. But again, you just redo it quietly. You don't talk about the people that work on it. Everybody enjoys it, and everybody says, "Thank you, Trump, for this nice, rose garden or rose garden club." Right. Well, to me, it looks like Havana before the fall. Before the revolution. I'm just telling you. Thank you, Larry. My orange. It doesn't work. It doesn't work for anything, actually. I don't know why you didn't just keep it quiet, right? Or just a blurb redoing the rose garden. Right? Well, we know Havana fell for a specific reason, and that would be similar to what I'm seeing there. But I actually see it, not just surmising it. Oh, they got my broadcast here. Am I still broadcasting? Yeah, so it looks like Havana before the fall in the or at the Rose Garden Club there. So let's kind of keep that quiet from now on and just take that out of the. That's what you want out of the news cycle. Let people boo. Well, you can do it like a one liner. They beat up ICE. They hate ICE. Of course they're gonna boo me. I mean, right. Right. or not beat up, but try to assault ICE. Right. But actually, it's probably again, it would actually be better if you showed it. Right. Look at these ne'er do wells, look at these delinquents. And yes, church. They're not good people, man. They're trash as shit. Sacrifice a neighbor for right, or sacrifice a neighbor to Satan. Right. Oh my god. Thank you, Larry. Yeah, I would the White House should send out a notice, and I would put it on I would put it on the White House page or something like it. Whatever the other thing is, I forget. All those the news release pages, rapid response. Right. I would put, look, people, cover what you need to cover. People, want to boo me. They want to protest me. Fine. They protest and they boo ICE. It's the same thing. Right. And then you're part of that, the team instead of being, oh, nobody can harm the president, but people can dox us. Right. 100% right. Thanks, Larry. I'm chilling here. I got to get to a massage. I have to take a shower first. Got some really weird energy, but I got to get a massage. My God. I got to get back to the storage unit. Hopefully tonight. I don't know if I have because it'll be kind of late when I get out of the massage. I know they moved people into my extended stay. So, like I told you, I went to Ross in Oklahoma City, and I said something about the security person just offhand. She said hi or something, right? Right. But who knows if she's in or not, right? And next thing you know, they moved her into my extended stay, and there's like a woman that's part, like a PI or a cop. I don't know what she is, right? Actually, before that, I think they eventually moved her out. But and then like when I'm trying to take a walk, they're moving her out while I'm taking a walk. I mean, they're weird people. I mean, they should be in fucking prison, all of them, right? And then her and another man come walking by with a kid. Like, oh, it's the kid. What do you mean it's the kid? Get the fuck out of here, you weirdos. Right. What happens is I'm checking out at Walmart and she's sitting there on the bench and she's looking at me and she starts feverishly doing that. Like remember how Karen Shelton when she's all mad, pecking on the fucking keyboard like a stupid squirrel asshole. Right. Right. See you doing that on her phone, rapid speed, And I walk out. There's the security woman with her husband and her son. They're Islamic. Right. Ugh. I don't know if it's the same woman or not. They had a woman here look similar, but again, that's how spies work, right? To confuse the victim. Right? She was with the dude upstairs that I told you was all drunk one night and tried to f me off. Right? I tried to set up some scenario like they were interviewing him or something. She had her notepad out, knocked on the door. Yeah, looked like a dyke to me though. Typical crooked cops that are women are usually dykes. Right? That's part of The part of the feminazi takeover and the deep state takeover were dykes, right? Well, they want to be corrupt, they'll be dykes. If they want to be nice people, I'd treat them nice, right? No, you weren't doing your job. You're doing a job. There's a difference. They actually had Trump say that he was doing a job. They may have just put that into his verbiage. Right? They do that all the time. It's a CIA trick. Like the person knows something about you, right? No, they never let anything happen. They know what they're doing to me. They've killed people their whole life and they laugh about it. Yet become millionaires off it. They're sickos. Not a loose end. They're the loose end in reality. They need to be destroyed. When for them our government still work, we'd all work, everything would be well. Right? Technological advances that never were would be, right? They're just sitting there fucking off the country. Right? That's all they do all day. Well, you're doing that now. Well, I'm fucking off the other whatever's coming against me. If it's a large part of the country, well, so be it. And let it be fucked off. Right? Well, the answer to that is pay me my $1,000,000. How about that? You want to be fuckheads? I'll be fuckheads. No, I won't be a fuckhead. I'll be fuckheads. Believe me. I'll look like an army of fuckheads. Oh, but I could have been a Mormon. Oh, I could have been a Mormon. Fucking devils. Now remember, if you're Tulsi Gabbard, just giving an example, not saying she's involved, and you get involved, every curse will find you, your family, and your people also. That's just how it works. You won't see it. Believe me. I'll be blindsided.